So my name is Miguel Silvestre. I'm the Executive Director of the Óbidos Technology Park. I'm 42 years old and I'm working here in Óbidos.
Do you use social networks?
Yes, I do.
What kind of social networks do you use?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn.
Okay, so you are very active in social networks, you can say that.
I think so, yes.
Okay.
Just for my personal issues.
Okay.
But also as a work tool.
In your work, you use the social networks to communicate and
Yes.
with your colleagues, or
We use it inside of our own organization as a way to cooperate with companies and to talk and share information with companies, and also to the audience, external audience. So we use it basically Facebook
okay,
and also Instagram.
nice. And what kind of activities bring people together in your local community? What do you think that?
We in my work basically we are using more in educational issues. We're trying to teach kids about robotics, about coding,
Nice.
about a little bit about how the digital economy and the digital world works, and how to connect that with all the traditional sectors. So we also have some projects concerned with the development of creativity in kids basically and in young people, as a project that we have called My Machine, that it's a partnership with a Belgian entity, and it's some of the things that we try to connect with the communities, especially through these educational projects.
Okay. And do you think that the way to connect with local communities and around the world, we can say that we can use a digital way to do that? Do you agree? What do you think about the digital way to communicate?
I think we should have a mix of ways to communicate with the communities. I think it's important to use those digital tools that we have, but it depends a lot about the dimension of the community. In a reality like ours, I think there's a man-to-man or a direct conversation that we need to have more than just using these kind of tools and social networks. So I think in a reality like ours, we must connect us more in and blend a little bit both perspectives. If we just are focused on digital, normally it's not enough. It's my experience at least.
Okay. And what do you think we can do to bring them more together to communicate besides the digital way?
I think we need to have more powerful tools to engage people, not only to communicate.
Okay.
We make a huge effort about communicating everything we do, but if people are not aware about what is happening, if they don't feel any connection with the project or with the area that we are working with, it's not effective. So probably it's more important to engage people previously and then communicate in a more effective way. So that I think is the biggest challenge at the moment for us, and I think it's a little bit for everybody.
What about CommComm? What do you think about this conference and our project? Do you think that it's a way to resolve some of these issues? What do you think about this?
I think the outputs are very powerful. I think they are very interesting, and not only for the purpose of this network, but also I see a lot of potential in areas like tourism, and that it's something that it's difficult for sometimes to share information with visitors, with tourists. And I see some of the tools that you presented here as something that it could be very interesting also to share with the tourists and somehow to engage them more with the community. Sometimes what we have in the territories are very superficial when we're talking about tourism, and I think this kind of very strong experience and knowledge of the community is something that the kind of tourism that we want is demanding. So at the time I learned a lot, not only about the main goal of the network, but I think I see here that you could spread a little bit the outputs for other areas and other purpose. So in that sense, I thought it was well accomplished, the objectives that you had in the network, and I will follow in the future and some of the ideas, and also participate, of course. And maybe let's see if we will not make some use of some of these tools that you present us here. So, first of all, let me congratulate the team for the work. I think it's very good.